You already know I'm your host, Rand Dog. You're in for another episode of Raids by Chickens. Yes, I'm gonna be hanging out with Sid Harlow again for a third episode, the third time, and this time we have a special guest in the building. I won't even say too much. I'll just let you enjoy it because we did enjoy it. All right. I'll see you later. You already know I'm your host, Rand Dog, and you're on Nigma Radio.
So we have a special guest this week, one of our own kind. This chicken didn't make it, and we are going to cannibalize it.
Oh, yeah.
Because we are sociopaths.
So are we cannibals for chickens?
Yes, we eat our own kind.
Okay. And you know why I wanted to bring a chicken as well was because when I actually used to do a job where I had to roast chickens and like put them on these big skewers in this like deli, gourmet deli sort of food store.
The chicken
and they were so heavy, like I would have to prepare the entire chicken's boxes of 50 pounds each that I would have to lift from various heights, and that's when I injured my shoulder.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and so they took me off the chickens and they put me on the dishes, and you know who they hired as the new person?
A chicken?
No, a mentally challenged person. Yes, and he kept fucking up the chickens. It was so funny. Anyways, I think I quartered this properly. You go through the middle. I haven't done this in like 12 years. So I'm just gonna do that there. Yeah. So this chicken is just Provigo, you know. But my roommate and I once ate an entire chicken.
With the bones?
Yes, like I ate the bones. And guys, this is like a European thing. My mom is like, she can even hack through a pork chop, okay? I've seen her do it to get to the marrow. So, I mean, this part, the drum part is easy, right? But when you get to some of the bones in there, it becomes too difficult, like you can't eat them all. But I ate like large quantities of bones, and I had such a bad stomachache the next day. I'm like, I'm never eating an entire chicken again.
The bones wouldn't digest?
I don't think so.
This is delicious.
Well, I didn't make it, but...
Shit. Whoever made it, shout out to you.
Shout out to Provigo, sponsor us. Actually, women used to, you know, like back in the day, the chickens would run with feathers, you know, on the live bird would be running around. And whoever was making dinner, which back in the day was the women, would have to like, with a hatchet, like chase it down, chop the head off, defeather it, like it was a whole production to make a chicken for dinner.
You think the woman was running after the chickens?
Absolutely. Well, the man was doing man's work somewhere else.
It's actually pretty hard to catch chickens.
Well, I know it is. But the women would, the cook would do it. And okay, maybe in richer households or whatever,
someone else would do
like
it.
A servant would do it. But
someone
for
had
sure,
to catch
women
the
were
chicken.
out there decapitating chickens. I know it. It's a fact.
Oh, man.
Women are just pussies these days, man.
I didn't say that. You said it.
I can say it. I'm
You
a
can
woman.
say it exactly.
God, the kinds of shit that excuse can make allowances for all kinds of shit you're saying, but doesn't mean people will like you for it.
Exactly. Oh man, what's going on with you this week? You're eating chicken. Oh, maybe it's my turn to
Talk.
Hi, people. What's going on? I have a show coming up. I'm co-producing and co-hosting my first show in Montreal.
What's it called?
It's called the Deluxe Option, the Comedy Deluxe Option. I'm doing it with the
Deluxe?
Deluxe.
Oh, Deluxe option.
Deluxe, is that what you're saying?
Deluxe. That was the name of one of the stripper agencies.
Comedy Deluxe?
No, Deluxe, although it wasn't fucking comedy. They send you somewhere, you go all the way out somewhere, you're not on the lineup. What do you fucking mean after you paid for your Greyhound ticket? Trust me.
Oh,
okay,
wow.
but Oh, so
Yeah.
Comedy Deluxe, yeah.
Comedy Deluxe option with the hasher.
Cool.
Le hasher. It's at l'Option Musique.
What days?
It is on the 24th of January, so in a couple of weeks.
Is that, like, what day of the week is that?
That's a Friday.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I'm coming.
Yeah.
Can you, like, post it on Facebook
Oh,
so I can see?
yeah,
You'll do
I'll
all
share
that.
it,
Yeah,
everything.
yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna
Is it
be-
French or English?
I think it's gonna be bilingual.
Oh,
So I'm
awesome.
gonna be because I'm gonna be speaking French. I think Hasha is gonna be doing English, or
Oh
we
my
might be
God.
switching around.
That's so cool.
Yeah, I'm excited about this one. It's gonna be a good one.
Can't wait to see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm doing this trilingual show.
What
I'm
languages?
just so proud of it. It's gonna be Spanish, French, and English.
Wow.
With this, she's a comedian. I don't know if you've seen her before.
What's her
She's Spanish. Noelia.
I don't think so.
Yeah. She's. I think she's pretty funny.
Is
And
she
does
very
comedy.
small and tiny?
Yes, and I don't know. She's not like a big girl. She's like, I guess she would be tiny.
I saw one comic at McKibben's and she was Hispanic. And
Yeah.
she was very funny,
It's probably her.
but she looked very petite, like very.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. if
Maybe
she's
I didn't hear her
very-
name, like I walked in through her side.
But I mean, I haven't seen another Spanish
Yeah,
comic
cool,
around, so
cool.
it's definitely her.
Yeah.
Yeah, she got me on her show. That's gonna be another good one. This one is the day after, so on the Saturday, on the 25th. And yeah.
So what's going on with me is I'm allergic to Botox. Well, I think, okay. So I've had these problems with my eyes. I had an eye infection, which is whatever, right? But the medication isn't working, and it took me 4 days to get into a walk-in clinic, blah, blah, blah. The system here sucks. But I have really puffy eyelids all the time, and I Botox my forehead, for the business, right? For sex trade work, not comedy.
Wait, okay. It's like mandatory for it to do Botox for the.
Well, it's not mandatory, but everybody else is doing it, and they're way younger than me. Like, I need to compete with these fucking 20-year-olds. Do you know what I mean? So I can't look, and I get a lot of lines across, and here, because I'm thinner, the lines around my mouth, right? But I was researching online, like, for some reason, my puffy eyes will not go away. And apparently that's a reaction to Botox. So I am quitting Botox. I hope this dissolves. I don't know how to get it out, but whatever. And then,
stick it out.
yeah, I don't know, just stick my arthritis needle in there and suck out whatever's in there. Suck my brains out while I'm at it. And then, like, basically what's happening over the last year is I'm discovering that I am allergic to the beauty industry and by extension the sex trade. Like, even the false eyelashes, I had a huge allergic reaction. So basically the universe is telling me to quit, and I'm loving what the universe is telling me.
Okay, so are you gonna listen to the universe?
Well, the problem is I'm hearing the universe, but I cannot follow its advice, because how the hell am I going to support myself?
Yeah.
But so I'm getting rid of my client space to lower overhead, right? No more Botox, cool, because it's so expensive, guys. I don't know if you guys know. For me, just doing my forehead is $600.
$600.
And it lasts about 3 months, and I redo it about every 5 to 6. Like, I let it go back. Then the lines here, $600 every 9 months. Then I'm supposed to do on my crow's feet. I'm not doing it now with all these eye problems. Like, can you see how my eyelids are kind of swollen?
I mean, not really.
Oh, you're not that, but my eye doesn't. Because you see my eye like this all the time, right? And then I walk somewhere and I just start crying. It's like my eyes just start crying. So every
So
time
it's probably the Botox coming out.
it's not that, no, unfortunately not. Because I read somewhere else that the Botox doesn't go away.
It just transforms like.
I don't know.
So how come you have to redo it?
That
If
I don't
it's-
understand. Yeah, I'm hoping that it'll go away. But the day after I did my Botox here, I think it was late November, I woke up with like really puffy eyes. But I was thinking, oh, it's because I smoked too much. Oh, I didn't drink enough water. Because I never drink water, guys. Instead of quitting the smoking, I'm drinking water. I've changed my resolutions. My gender doesn't change January 2nd after, clinic after clinic turned me away from my fucking eye infection. I just had to start smoking again. But anything I was doing. So I really think it's this Botox,
Yeah.
Isn't this a stupid problem to have? It's like, told you, bitch. You shouldn't be, so vain, right? And the truth is, was I just doing it for sex trade work? 50-50. 50 was I have to look good, right?
Yeah.
The other part was vanity. It's like, oh, well, I look so much better now. I want to keep looking better.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
and it sounds like, forget it. I'm just, fuck it.
Might as well.
Now I have to become good at comedy, guys, or I'm going to be on the street.
You have to.
I have to
You
become
have
funny.
to.
I have no fucking choice now.
Yeah.
Oh my God, the pressure is on.
Well, you know, actually talking. Okay, so yesterday I did this open mic.
Yeah.
So much fun. It
What
was
was
at Blue Dog, but it was a music open mic, and I just showed up.
Ah, okay.
But it was only 4 people there, 5 with the bartender.
Mm-hmm.
But they were all musicians.
Right.
And I was like, well,
Do you mind if I go out?
yeah,
and they said no
and
problem.
they were a great audience. I
Oh
went
my
out there for
God.
like 10, 15 minutes.
Shit,
Just
well
like shooting
done.
the shit.
You are such a go-getter. That is so good.
Well, I mean, you should, if you want to become good at comedy, you should hang out.
I know.
Come on. I'm gonna start dragging you out with me.
You have to force me because I'm so shy about forcing myself on audiences. Because like I'll bomb half the time. Like I did really well that other night, thank God.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah, on McKibben's. Was it McKibben's?
No, Hash and Friends, open mic.
Grumpy's. Oh,
no,
not Grumpy's.
No, I went home because I was too tired. What the hell was
Yeah,
that
I know
place?
what you're talking about. Local Legends.
And you know what? They gave me a free piece of cheesecake.
No, you did so good.
But they gave me cheesecake. Can you fucking believe that?
Because of your performance?
No, actually, I wish it was that. No, it was before. What happened was you know, like there was the female bartender and there was another man there.
Yeah.
And he noticed that I looked really tired because I hadn't slept at all. I had insomnia because I'm half dosing on my bipolar meds, which I now have to fucking not do.
So if you have those, it cuts your sleep?
Yeah, because I take an anti-manic and an antidepressant, right? It's actually medication for schizophrenics. I just take a smaller dose.
Oh.
And like I'm noticing my mind is completely fucked up lately. And I mean, it's not, I can notice, right? Like I can't organize things, I can't plan things, I'm awake at all hours, get up at 4, it's like, fuck.
Yeah.
So when I was there, I was completely like, oh my God, how am I gonna go on stage? And I asked for a coffee and then he gave me some cheesecake to revive me. Oh my God, that cheesecake was so good.
So the cheesecake made you
The
get on
coffee, the
stage
cheesecake, and then the nerves.
Yeah. No, it was so fun.
It was like, this is why I would like to do comedy if things go like this more often.
Yeah, but if you keep doing it,
it will get better. Yeah, it will
because
get
then
better.
you figure out what works, what doesn't, and then you're gonna start recording yourself and listen to it.
Yeah,
which
I
is
don't
hard.
record myself.
It's hard. It took me a while, but even now I tape, but I don't watch all of them. I watch some of them, and it helps. But I should be watching all of them because it really
I
tells you.
gotta step up my game.
Oh, I did this wrong. I should have said this. I could have said this. Oh, the crowd really like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It really helps. So.
Like, do you have a thing where you put your phone on it? So you, like one of those stands? Like, where do you find that?
I have a tripod. I got that on Amazon.
Oh,
it's cheap. You get that thing for $16.
It's called like a phone tripod?
Tripod. I just put tripod for iPhone or whatever, and then.
Okay, I'm gonna have to get one of those. Yeah. Instead of a new pair of high heels. Because my customer wants me. The Botox. Fuck man, I'm just saving so much money. Of course I'll have less business, but I don't want these people's fucking business.
Yeah.
Can't stand these fuckers.
This guy was telling me, old guy, I'm not old, Rob from Kelowna, he's telling me, sometimes you have to let go in order to get. So maybe if you let go, so more stuff will come that you don't know that are coming.
Yes, but I still have to do like a baseline of work in the sex trade. Like I can still do my videos because I don't need it's just me talking to the camera fully like in lingerie, but whatever. I don't need a slave, and I can do that on my own time. You know, I don't, not 7 o'clock in the morning. Are you available? Like 10 o'clock, are you available? And I'm on my way to the grocery market because they think that I just roll out of bed, fucking makeup, hair, be it 3 a.m., 7 a.m., 11 p.m. I am just waiting for their fucking phone call pussy dripping.
Yeah.
And that is not the case. Anyways, I just need to figure out another job. Like, I want something I want this big commitment, like 40 hours a week going to school. I did that with insurance. No. I want it, like, my ideal job would be, in a coffee shop somewhere. A dishwasher, you know? Because I've been a dishwasher and I didn't mind it. I was busy. You know,
Really?
it's just with my injury, standing on my feet
Yeah,
for
yeah,
long.
yeah.
I need to wear very good shoes, and if my shoulder hurts, I'm just gonna have to do it in pain. But I
Uh,
cannot lift like
Oh, this-
heavy like the chickens. I
Yeah.
can't do that.
I remember I almost did dishwashing.
You almost, why not?
I went at it was at a good restaurant.
What, you
too.
too good for that shit?
Not that I'm too good for it.
I did
I'm
it.
just too lazy for it. I
You're too
went there-
lazy?
I went there, they gave us food, they gave us the food to try, and then the next day of training, they got us cleaning the dishes, and the smell, and all that shit. I was like,
You're
you know
such
what?
a fucking princess.
I
Oh my
know.
god. I was cleaning eggs. There's nothing
know.
worse than egg on a
I
plate
couldn't
that
do
has
it.
dried. Do you know how hard work that is?
I
Dried
have no
egg on a
idea.
plate?
I have
It's
no
the worst
idea.
food ever. Dried
I-
egg on a plate.
I'm lazy to wash dishes at home. I have to force myself to go and wash the dishes.
Oh,
So
I like
imagine
to-
if I have to do it for 8 hours straight.
It's like me in the sex trade. I just can't stand doing it, and then
Yeah.
that's my job. Right. I understand. I understand why you won't do it. You
Well,
feel
also,
used. You
I'm
feel
very lazy,
degraded.
so-
You feel like your talent is not respected.
I didn't feel like my talent wasn't respected. I didn't even expect it to be anything. I just went to. I needed a job. But then
Yeah.
I got in there. I was like, "There's no way I'm gonna do that. It's not gonna work."
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
now you know what I've enjoyed doing?
Uh-huh.
Brand ambassador. It's basically just chilling all day.
But like, what do you actually have to do?
So for like I did it this last Christmas.
Yeah.
And all I was doing, I had this game where
Right.
people, mostly kids, would come play and they might win some headphones, or it's like deals with the store. So I'm basically just chilling all day waiting for at the mall. People walk by and then
Really?
yeah.
That sounds awful to me.
Really?
Because you have to talk to people.
All I had to do is talk to people. The thing is, I've done job where I had like a script, and they tell you exactly what to do, and I have to read the thing, and
Like on the phone, you mean? Yeah.
kills my soul.
Oh, I did that once for and I did it for 3 weeks and I quit before they fired me. It was like for a charity thing, and it was on the phone. It was for a baseball game or something. And one day I sold 3, just
Yeah.
reading off the script, and they're like, "Oh my God, you're so good. We're putting you." I'm like, "Okay." Then all the other days, 0, 0,
Yeah.
0, 0, 0. And it was only 4 hours, and like your headphones were on, you didn't dial. It was just bing, bing,
Oh,
bing,
really?
bing. Like it was just insanity. Like, so they controlled the phone calls. You couldn't just sit down for a minute and go, "Oh no!" It was just bing, bing,
Oh,
bing for 4 hours. I was like, and then I just went back into the sex trade. I think I did porn for a while there, like regular porn. I lasted about what? 4 shoots before I just about punched the guy in the fucking face because I felt so degraded. I just saw him.
Your life is
I know.
literally a fucking movie.
Oh my god. It would have to be like, there's so many details that it would have to be shot with different actresses of different ages over many years. You know?
Huh. It's possible though. We can make it like
But
a
I'm not
mini
interested.
a
I'm not
series.
interested in doing that.
Why not though?
I want to tell my own story. I don't want someone else doing it.
You could tell your story.
Yeah, but it's too fucking long. I'd rather just do it in bits, like comedy. You know?
I'm sure I will convince you at some point.
Or
Imagine just
but I
your
love
voice in the
writing.
back,
I
just
love.
telling your stories.
Nah, I like writing too. Like, I guess I could write a book, but it would take me a long time. But I want it to be funny. I don't want to be this tragedy of, oh,
Yeah.
she's bipolar. Oh, she has all these. Oh, her ballet career. She got injured. Like, I don't want it to be that. I want it to be, and not like a. Then I went to school. Then I did this. Then I did that.
Yeah.
Like, I want it to be a fun thing.
A fun thing.
Not
yeah,
necessarily chronological. You know.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Do you know what I
okay.
mean? But you
Like
would get
bits of
bits.
adventures and
Yeah, you would
whatever,
get bits
stories.
of me. That would be more interesting than. And I went to school and then I graduated. You know, no,
I feel you. I feel you.
yeah,
It sounds more fun.
yeah, and that's a lot of work in writing because I actually wrote a novel once when I was 26, and it was like a short novel, right? Like maybe 100 pages or something, right? And I thought it was fucking amazing, and I thought it was so good. And my sister knew this author. And he read it, he goes, "Oh, you have lots of talent. Let me submit it to my publisher." And then the publisher wrote back and goes, "Look, you have a great voice, but It's so boring. There's no point. There's no there's no story arc. There's nothing, and it just gets boring and tiring. And I never wrote anything after that. And I just wrote little poems and things. You know? But
did that discourage you or something?
Yeah, but I thought
because it was your first one.
Yeah, obviously, and it was obviously terrible. Like I think I threw it away now, but I found it years later. I went, oh my god, this is terrible. You know. And I don't like writing plays because I find them because I wrote a play, right? You're so stuck in that 3-part dramatic structure that I find it like a prison.
Okay, I don't know what's a 3-part dramatic
Oh,
structure.
I can't remember either, but I had to follow it when I did my play. And you know what? I can't explain it.
Okay.
It's like the way a good story is built or a good movie. There's a climax somewhere, there's like a problem builds, and then something goes against the main character, then it gets resolved, and then there's the denouement at the end. And if you don't follow that,
then it doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't make sense. The audience will get bored. It's like the classic, tried and true method of storytelling for years.
So
for hundreds of
basically,
years.
something it's like a setup. Something happens.
And then you need an obstacle here, and then you need
happens.
a small death here, and then you need a resolution here, and then you need a stepping up of the obstacle, and then there needs to be another conflict. I can't remember it, and I found that so annoying.
But doesn't it help for other writers somehow?
I don't know. I'm not experienced enough as a writer.
Okay. But I'm sure. I feel like when you start writing other stuff like theater, novels, everything, it all helps for comedy because you learn how to communicate with different structures and all that.
I'm sure that's true, but as anything, it's easier said than done.
Of course.
Yeah, but what else was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so I'm allergic to Botox.
Allergic to Botox.
Allergic to the sex trade. Woohoo! I'm blanking. I was gonna talk about something.
We can eat some chicken. We might as well.
Oh yeah, I gotta
really
prove. See, I want to show the audience
So are we gonna,
how you bite through the bones.
That's what I was going to challenge you to do.
I'm
So
gonna
that's
do
what
it.
you said. You said
I'm
you
gonna
would
do it
do
right now. I don't
The
want to go
idea
close,
was for
though.
her to eat the entire chicken.
I'm not gonna make it. I'm on a diet right now. Okay, guys. This might be a little gross, but raised by chickens isn't for fucking pussies or Okay. Okay.
Now you have to eat it.
Yeah, I'm eating it.
Oh shit, you're eating the whole bone.
See, there's the marrow.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm eating the other end, guys. Oh, I should look at the camera, not at my face. You see?
You know, that could be your next thing. Instead of sex trade, you eat chickens on camera. Imagine how much money you can make.
And how many gastrointestinal
You know,
problems
you
are.
make it sexy. You put your thing, eat your little chicken.
Eating chicken. Oh my god, that reminds me of a story. I was gonna say eating chicken in lingerie. My husband, this was so funny. So my husband was a great cook, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think I cooked 4 things in the 6 years that we were together before he died. 4 things. The first one was a chicken. And we made a bet. I had to cook a chicken naked in high heels without any assistance from him.
Yeah.
Okay? Like, I had to figure out the recipe, Google it, whatever. And in those days, I never Googled a single fucking thing. So I was like, I don't know how to do this. Like,
You didn't know how to Google.
I just never did it.
Yeah.
So I just read books, from Dostoevsky from like 100 years ago, right? So I was completely whatever, right? Well, I tell my sister about this. She's like, I'm coming over. So of course I wore lingerie instead, right? And my husband was such a, oh my God, he was so weak where I was concerned. He ended up like telling me how to do it instruction by instruction. But I actually did it. And so I made the chicken, not quite naked, but in lingerie and high heels. And man, his instructions were so fucking detailed. Like I had to pull it out at certain points, pour liquids over it, put it back in, take it out, put this, rub this on. Like it was really fucking detailed.
So was it good?
Oh, well, yeah, because like he told me
He
exactly.
basically did it.
Well, I just
Exactly.
did the
You
actions.
did the
yeah.
action and he told you what to do.
It was just you know, the perfect marriage. I did it as I was told in the kitchen. Um, yeah, eating chicken. But you see, like, okay, so there's this much bone left.
Yeah.
What you then do is you take a knife, right? And this is the good part. Oh yeah, see that? That's the marrow. It tastes. And in some fine restaurants, they will serve you marrow.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Like that.
Well, it looks.
Oh, like they cook it and
The bones are spliced for you, and you can dig in with special equipment and eat it. My mom orders it sometimes.
Really?
We went to a fine restaurant once, and she ordered that.
I've seen a lot of people eat the whole thing like that, but I've done it a couple of times. But
oh, you've eaten bones too?
yeah, I ate this part before, but I don't like the taste, especially. So
I love it. I love the crunchy sort of.
I like the meat.
I mean, I like the meat too, obviously. This is fun.
I mean, I guess when you're hungry, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, so I would continue. I'm not going to continue, right? Because it's just going to get too disgusting over here. But
is he gonna eat the chicken? We will see. Raised by chickens.
And then all we see is like just a few chewed pieces of like I take photographs every day of how far I progress with the bird. So like I send them to you because I'm not going to eat this all at once. I have to take off.
Oh, so you're actually gonna eat the whole chicken?
Well, I was going to, right? But I can't do it in one sitting.
Oh,
like, when I did it, these are the best. Okay. These little wings on the side, the bones are just so tender. That's the best part. And even if you're a beginner, you can eat these bones.
Yeah.
Because they're so crispy, right?
So there's levels to this shit, to this eating bones.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. This is divine.
You know, I'm not saying I won't eat the bones, but not today. Today I'm eating the meat.
But my mom, I don't know what her teeth are made out of. I've never seen anybody crack open a pork chop bone with their teeth. My mother did it.
One shot.
No, it took a little while and she got it. She goes, yeah, get it. And then she ate it. I was like, we just couldn't believe it.
Shout out to FIBA basketball.
What's that?
It's a basketball academy in Kelowna. So when I got to Kelowna, I coached I started coaching basketball with the university, but then some of the coaches there made their own team and had their own academy, FIBA, and then I started working with them. Such a good experience. Just coaching kids, teaching them how to play.
Kids? Like college kids or?
Not college, high school, middle school. From like, what school is when you're like 6, 7 years old?
Oh, that's called elementary school.
Elementary until high school, till like 18.
So the baskets are lower then?
Yeah. We go to like small school and
oh my God.
so much fun.
So you like working with children?
Yeah, I do. But then I did a bunch of things. I did like workshops and stuff for like storytelling and poetry with kids when I was in Kelowna.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Look at you.
Yeah, I really got involved, but then when I got here, I haven't been able
to find something similar.
to find it. Yeah.
Maybe they don't have it here.
I'm sure they have it. You just have to meet the right people and just get into it. It's just in Kelowna, I got lucky to meet. It's a small town. So I met with the key people in the community very quick, and then they got me through it right away.
Are the strip bars still there? Because I used to
The strip club?
I used to
Did you strip there? Is it the zoo?
No, I didn't strip at that one. There were 3 of them.
Oh, yeah.
There was the Willow, the old Willow Hotel by the lake. That was one place. I don't know if that's still there.
It was only one when I got there.
The zoo, I never did. Okay, then the others, I forget the other one. But the other one was terrible. Cheetahs. Oh, it was horrible.
I heard of
Oh
cheetahs.
my God, it was so bad. The DJ kept screwing up my songs there.
How does it screw up the song?
Because I have because I would do 18 minutes,
Yeah.
and I had like every costume. I had about 10 different shows, and every costume had every show had a specific costume with specific props. So it was always this song, then this song, then this song, then this song, that matched the props that had to do with what I was doing. And he kept like playing the songs in reverse order. I'm like, then I didn't know when to get naked, because like, I'm like, do I get naked now? Does he think that this is the fourth song and that I'm supposed to be naked? Or, because if I don't get naked on time, or if I don't get naked at the end, then I don't get paid, right? And then one time he only played 3 songs instead of 4. I'm like, I still have another song. And like, I'm like, okay, do I just get naked now? Then he turned the music off, and I'm like, okay, I just fucking took my clothes off and went, done, you know? And like, and I got in trouble for that. I'm like, that guy is, I write down what songs I need for each thing, and they're acting like I'm high on coke or something, and I don't know what I'm doing. I'm like, I've been doing these shows for fucking years, guys. Like, it was just so degrading. I hated that place. Cheetahs.
Well, shout out to
Cheetahs. You suck if you're still there.
No, they're not there.
Yeah.
Unless they might be rebuilding.
Oh God.
I'll go check it out when I'm back in BC.
I found Kelowna. Like this would be like 2005, 2006.
Oh,
I was
okay.
there,
I was
right?
there like.
Yeah. So obviously a lot of this stuff is gone. But back then, like, did you ever notice when you were in and out of Kelowna on the highways, do you see a lot of Hell's Angels with their patches on?
I did not notice them.
No.
But I heard about the Hells Angels once I got to Kelowna.
Yeah.
This is why I heard about them, and then I started hearing them everywhere. But it started in Kelowna.
Because Kelowna, like, okay, so what happened in Vancouver at a certain point, like, let's say around the 90s, you would occasionally see like an HA guy, and he would wear his colors, like Hells Angels, the whole thing in the back, motorcycle club, right? But the cops got so strict that you weren't allowed to wear your colors anywhere, like in a club or anything like that, because it just caused gang problems, right?
Yeah.
So usually you don't know who they are. But in the interior, like Kelowna and stuff, they were still doing that. Like they'd walk to a club with all their colors on, no problem.
Yeah.
They'd be on their motorcycles on the highway in their colors, you know. So I'm wondering if that is still a thing or not.
If it is, I didn't look hard enough. I wasn't looking for them. I didn't want them to see me.
Well,
not like that would get.
I've actually hung out with them a couple of times.
Really?
But it was okay. Once was a bad experience. Once was good. The bad one was in Nanaimo. Like the
Nanaimo, the island?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like the leader and his boys came in, whatever. And we were having a great time. Like they were sitting, all the strippers were sitting with them, like between our shows, and they were offering us drinks, whatever. And then one guy invited me, I don't want to say who of them, in case he's still alive, I don't know. It's nothing super bad, but it's just kind of like, oh my God, you know?
Yeah.
It's not nothing super bad. But he invites me to the other strip club, and we go on their bikes, and like he goes to the next one. So everything's going great, we're laughing, we're talking. Then he literally goes like this to me, and he forces himself into me, and I'm supposed to kiss him.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, you know, I pushed him away. Immediately, it was like I was invisible. He goes like this, and this other, like there were all these chicks kind of hanging around on the periphery, hoping for their big chance, you know. And she just slides in, and she's like with him, and I'm like, ugh, this is gross. Then another time, a bunch of guys from Edmonton had come over to Kamloops, and they were so much fun. They treated me really well. We went out to this other club, like we went on a motorcycle to this other club, and I noticed when I got there, like my face was full of like mosquitoes that had crashed on it, like because I didn't have a helmet.
Oh shit!
Shit you don't think about, right? But they were so nice, and I was chatting with different ones, and nobody was like trying to do anything to me. Nobody was forcing anything on me. I just had a great night, and then the guy drove me back home, and that was it.
Nice.
Yeah,
that sounds like a good time.
That was a good time. So you hear all these crazy stories, but
I mean, I guess they're doing their business. It's a part of their business. So it is what it is. But
like I never got like other than the guy forcing kissing me, I never got
like a bad experience,
like raped or But you hear this happening. I can't comment on that because I've never met anyone where this has happened to them. You know.
Tired of the same old chicken? We at Cackle Kitchens will do whatever it takes and everything that it takes to make your bird different from the usual to the less usual. It is not a question of taste, it is a question of quantity. Forgot your morning coffee? No problem. We tried this with cocaine as well, but we found that our customers were not hungry by the time the bird was delivered. Mediterranean style. Ah, Chinese. We believe in multiculturalism, even if the soy sauce is made in Canada. Here at Cackle Kitchens, we really believe that no condiment in your fridge should ever expire. Your chicken will be so tasty, you will not even have to taste the chicken. And it doesn't have to be greasy, either. You won't find this at Skip the Dishes. We at Cackle Kitchens don't question your taste. We respect it.
I never got
Like a bad experience.
like raped or
Yeah.
but you hear this happening. I can't comment on that because
Yeah.
I've never met anyone where this has happened to them, you know.
I mean, Vancouver has an interesting story with this whole drugs and all that, because compared to here, like there's so many people on drugs in Vancouver. It's like all over when you go downtown, you see people everywhere.
Well, I lived in the downtown side for
Yes.
my whole building was schizophrenic, drug addict, something.
It's
or
crazy.
some combination.
Yeah. And when I got here, I realized that, because I figured it was probably like a big city thing, but really it's Vancouver associated. They have this a problem
I don't know
there.
why
I wonder-
they're so bad. I mean,
I feel like the city is built on that. That's how they build the city. So
it wouldn't surprise me because
Yeah.
you know the ports, right? Now this is again just hearsay. I don't know if this is true.
We
but
don't
I've
know
heard,
what we're saying, people. We're just talking shit.
Well, I'm talking shit that I heard someone else say,
Yeah.
but from sources which I will not name, that I believe would kind of be in the know. A lot of the ports, the longshoremen, it's a union. A lot of that used to be, I'm not saying it still is, had a lot of ties with DHA because of course in the port that's where all the drugs come in, and a lot of people that were working there were either associated with or knew HA members, and apparently some of the people working in the port were HA members. I don't know if that's true, but I know they were their presence was
Involved.
there.
Yeah.
And same with marijuana. Actually, they own a huge part of the marijuana
Industry there, right?
industry. Yeah, and rumor has it that a lot of BC, like the marijuana industry, not what you see on the street, like the dispensaries, the legal dispensaries, whatever. I'm sure they're legal, but the I don't do marijuana, so I don't know enough about this. But I heard that the Hells Angels, like, their big money is not all this other shit. It's basically marijuana.
Marijuana. It's such a big
And that
business.
they are so deeply infiltrated. Because Montreal used to have a very big HA presence back in the 90s, but there was a big warfare.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Because I know
And
some of
then-
the strippers that I knew used to be in Montreal, and their boyfriend was an HA, so they had moved to Vancouver.
Oh, because of the whole
The big
thing
warfare,
happening.
yeah.
Then it all makes sense. I don't know if they sell drugs,
I mean,
like the heroin and all these things.
I don't.
Because a lot of people are on hard drugs.
Yeah.
In Vancouver at least.
Well, it's the only kind I do. No. Oh, speaking of that, I just thought of this. This is so funny. So right now I'm talking to you. I'm kind of self-conscious because I probably have chicken between my teeth. Right?
Oh no, it's okay.
Okay.
I mean,
Well,
the
I was
camera
at this
wants it.
party for New Year's Eve, and I do drugs like, I don't know, 5 times a year, and it's always cocaine, nothing else, because I can't handle the other shit. I've learned by experience. I can't handle pot. I cannot do it. I can't handle that soft shit. So
Wow.
I was like, so there was a party in one room, and then there was a party in another room, and I noticed that the people from the second room, I'm like, I know there's drugs here. I feel it. I see it the way they're acting. I'm like, okay, I just want some cocaine. I'm like, oh, and they're like, oh, hang out with us. But I didn't like their vibe. The better vibe was in the other room. It was way more fun. We were dancing. And here was kind of stoner trance music. I'm like, I hate that shit. But luckily, as I was leaving the room, I'm like, how do I get my hands on some blow? This guy comes out, and I look at him, and I go, you got a little something in your beard, and it was a flake, a little rock of cocaine.
Yeah. So you
And
just
he's like,
sniffed it?
no. He's like, oh my God. I'm like, and I had my cigarettes out, and they're the kind that are becoming illegal now. Like they're the really long ones, the 100s, and they're not legal here anymore. They're outlawing them.
Oh.
But there's a few packs here and there at Dépanneurs. So I whipped out 2 cigarettes. I'm like, 1 bump for 2 of these cigarettes, because you can never get these again.
Yeah.
And he accepted. So I had to do, I'm like, well, how are we going to do a bump in the hallway? Like, I'm not going to roll out a dollar bill. So he had a key, and he just went, oh, I think I lost my keys. Oh, there they are. So I had 1 bump, and that's all I need, and that's.
I always wonder, what does the cocaine does to you?
It makes you. Well, people think I'm on coke a lot. People used to think I was on it all the time, but I was just bipolar high. So like lots of moving around, like. But this is how I talk anyway. But so you feel like really elated. Imagine something really good just happened. You're like, woo, like. But then the problem is. I can't sleep at all, and the next morning I can't fall asleep either. Once I've missed my night, it's over.
It's over.
And then you also get sometimes a very big depression.
Crash.
So as far as you go up, you tend to go down. Yeah.
That's why I don't need it. That's my little weed.
It's a really bad thing. I wish cocaine you didn't have that down, but
yeah.
And of course,
I mean, everything that goes up must goes down.
Yeah.
Must go down, I guess.
It's very true.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah. But Hell's Angels, I mean, I don't see anyone, I mean, I don't know if they're still in Montreal. They must be, but I think they're very low key here.
Yeah, I mean, I heard, so as I understand, they had a very big presence for a while, and then they had this kind of a war where they kind of trying to clean up Montreal, and now the mafia is either out or their power is not as strong.
The mafia is not the same thing as the Hells Angel.
I mean, shit, to me it's the same thing.
No,
it's
the
just
mafia is more
underground.
Italian based or Jewish based, and there's different mafias, right?
But then. The war was probably on both, or either that or one of them won. I have no idea.
I don't know either. So I know we can't
no
talk
idea.
about what we don't know, but we do anyways, because we're not chicken to talk about it.
When I was in high school, I did a project on the mafia. I was trying to figure out.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Like
I was
which
interested.
mafia?
The mafia in general, just how.
Okay.
What is a mafia? How is it created? What are the different mafias and all that shit? And we had to present it at the end of the year. But I didn't get a good grade. I was so mad.
No.
I honestly feel like
maybe you left out all the good parts.
No. The thing is, it was my idea. It was a group project.
Right.
And the other kids, they didn't want to do it.
Why not?
Because they were fucking whack. They had other fucking lame ass ideas.
Such as?
I don't remember.
But they were good.
They wasn't good. It wasn't the mafia. But I feel like they ratted me out. Because we each had to write something about each other. And they probably talked shit about me in this, and then my grade went down. Because the presentation was fine. I love speaking, like public speaking.
Yeah,
so
I
was
too,
comfortable. Yeah. But then, I don't know. And I answered the questions, and man, I'm still mad at these people for that. So if I see them now, I'm bullshit.
They were just a bunch of pussies.
A bunch of fucking pussies. It is what it is, man.
Raised by pussies, but aren't we all?
Oh, yeah.
But some of us are raised by chickens.
By chickens.
And pussies.
And pussies. Well, all of us are raised by pussies.
Yeah. I mean, unless your mom is like dead early or whatever, right? But
then you get...
Usually some other pussy takes over an aunt, an orphanage.
It sounds wrong, but comfortable at the same time. If you understand the metaphor, then it makes sense. Oh, man. Is this the Thanksgiving of chicken? Since we started the podcast after Thanksgiving.
Hey, wait, is it Year of the Rooster?
This year? My year?
Yeah.
My Chinese year? Did we? Yeah, I think so. Something like that.
But that was a hen. That was a hen. Hey, wait a minute. Do people eat roosters, or is that not done?
Back home they do it.
But here they only eat hens? Or how do we know?
I have no idea.
Maybe this was a rooster.
No, the taste is different.
Really? Oh my God,
Yeah.
I've never eaten rooster. I want to do so badly.
Well, if you go to Guadeloupe, they'll cook you some rooster.
Oh yes.
Yeah, no,
And
it's,
chicken's feet. You guys eat that?
yeah. Some people, I don't eat it, but some people do. Yeah.
I think that'd be right up my alley. If I'm eating the bones,
You definitely
I would
like
be
the
eating the
feet.
feet. Oh my God, I need
Maybe
to go
that
to
should be the
Guadeloupe.
logo for the. I'm looking for a logo for the podcast. Maybe like a chicken feet hanging down,
Mmm.
raised by chickens, and then you see the little. Because I have one, but it's not
Or a rooster claw on an egg.
on an egg.
Like the egg is up. And
Would
like
you
the
be able
claw-
to draw that?
I think so, but I would need images of rooster claws.
Yeah, I can send you a bunch of images of rooster claws.
I'll try. I'm not sure if I can draw it, to be honest.
Well, if it's ugly, it's okay. It's just a logo. It doesn't have to be perfect.
You
It
know
just
what?
have to look like it.
I'll do it.
Perfect. There you go. There you go. We figured out how to get a logo.
You know what my artist name is?
What is
So
it?
guys, they don't know this, but over the years I would just do drawings and stuff, right?
Beautiful drawings, actually.
So see that name there?
Yeah.
Little Socio.
Little social.
It stands for Little Sociopath.
Oh.
And what that comes from, that's my fighter name.
Your
so
fighter
I
name.
have so many different aliases. So my fighter name, so why do I have a fighter name? Am I a fighter? No.
Oh.
But where this comes from is my husband, my sister, and my best friend, we all are, well, not my husband, he's dead now, but UFC fans. And with every UFC, we would gather at my husband's house. He would make a big feast, ribs,
Yeah.
pork. Sometimes we had takeout, but not very often.
And you would fight over the food.
And we would eat, and we all had fighter names. So my friend, I won't say his real name, but you know how fighters they have like a nickname?
Yeah.
So mine was Little Socio, and my sister's was Bayon Floozy.
Biome.
Because you know the Bayon Bleeder, he almost defeated, was it Ali? Oh no. He was a famous boxer back in the day, and he would bleed like crazy every time he got
Oh.
hit. So the Bayon Bleeder, the Bayon Floozy. Floozy is like some chick who's kind of like loose and kind of has sex with different people, like Bayon Floozy.
okay.
And then my husband's his last name is Gabe, Godless Gabe.
Godless game.
Because some of the fighters, a lot of the Brazilian fighters, like they're religious, and so
Oh,
their
okay,
names
okay.
have like religious connotations. So he
Uh-huh.
was Godless Gabe, and my friend was 9/11.
9/11.
Yeah, and I won't say his full name, but like first name 9/11, and then his last name, because like at that time there was this very good Afghani, or he's a Muslim fighter. And for the first time, somebody did like, because you know the religious guys are like, thank God, or I believe in Jesus, or thank God Jesus for this, or whatever. He did a Muslim prayer when he won. I was like, oh,
That's
right, you know?
that's right.
And then that's how we got the idea of 9/11. You know? So Little Socio is also my artist's name. Whenever I draw something now, I'm gonna sign
Okay.
it Little Socio.
Nice. Well,
Yeah.
we should use some of your drawings for the podcast. Because I'm
Well,
always
we
looking for
can't use
visuals.
those. We can't use those because they're just faces. But we can if I draw a claw
Yep.
with a chicken. Yeah. But I'm not this amazing artist. Like, but
Yeah,
I'll do it in
You're
my
not
way.
the judge. I'm the judge.
Okay,
I
okay.
will be, and the audience will be judging if you're a terrible
Artist
or
or
a great
not.
artist.
And then the debate will be, I guess you should stick to comedy.
Or should
Or
you go
Worse,
all the way?
stick to the sex straight, bitch.
Oh, that would suck. And then your allergies and shit, you would be sneezing all the time.
Oh yeah. Actually, I have a lot of allergies. Of course, it's the sex all
It's just-
along.
yeah,
I've been
all
allergic
along.
all these fucking
You just
years.
did not know. That sucks.
Yeah.
But now you know.
Now
So
I know.
now you have to get your treatments and
I have to figure out. Well, how the fuck do you take Botox out of your face? Is that I don't even think that's
we should
possible.
Google this. Maybe next week we'll come with an answer.
No, you know what it is? I'll call the guy that did my Botox, and I'll be like, "Is there any way to get it out?"
Mhm.
I mean, I don't know for sure that that's why I have these swollen eyelids, but I certainly noticed after my last Botox
that you
treatment.
get it.
Yeah, like the next day, woof.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like
Do you have? You think you would get your money back if you tell
no.
you got allergy?
No. I wouldn't. Like when I had to take my false eyelashes off, I didn't get my money back. I had to pay to get those fuckers taken off.
Really? But first, I thought they were easy to take off.
No, it's not the kind that you just glue on. It's called
it's like-
eyelash extensions.
So,
So you know,
is it the one they put one by one?
yes, and you know, like you see
Oh.
women and they have these. They're like Miss Hawaii, you know, these
Yeah.
big palm fronds as eyelashes. I thought, oh, well, I'm older. I have to start, you know, looking more like a porn star, you know. Well, fetish porn, but whatever. I don't look remotely like a porn star, and I don't want to, frankly. It's not what I'm going for. But so I did that, and then of course I had massive eye infection.
Yeah.
It was just like, fuck, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that sucks.
I'm just gonna see how many minutes we're at because I have no
48.
clue. Oh, well, we should wrap up then.
Wrap it up.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna finish that chicken, or at least I'll take another couple bites.
Yeah, take another couple bites because I am feeling rather
Are you
full. I had a bit of a lunch too.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I made sure I was ready for this.
Yeah.
Chicken. I came ready. I woke up. I went to the gym.
I went to the gym too.
Yeah. I smoked a little something.
Yeah.
And then I got
a little crack, you know.
Don't do crack. It's not healthy. I heard it's actually not addictive.
I agree. You know what? I've done it 3 times.
Really?
The last time I did crack was 8 years ago. And I thought it was a ripoff. I didn't like it.
I never stop learning about you. I love this podcast.
Listen, and this is the irony. When I was acting, the only auditions I would ever get, 2 a year for crack porn. I'm like, hey, the horror part's right, but not the crack part because I only done it 3 times.
Maybe because you were skinny.
Yeah, I think that's
That
why.
makes sense.
And I had tattoos, and nobody else, other actresses, they wouldn't do that. They would.
Yeah.
But I did this before. I was getting into acting. Yeah. And
So how does it feel? How does crack feel?
Kind of not that great, actually. Well, you have to inhale a lot, right?
Uh-huh.
And I don't like inhaling. Like even when I smoke, so when I inhale, I'm coughing like crazy. I'm like burns your lungs. You know what it's like? You're kind of like woo for about 5, 10, 15 minutes.
And then it's done.
It's done.
Oh.
And that was and the 3 times I tried it. It was roughly like that. Like I was like, Coke is way better.
Well, crack is like a cheap way to consume Coke.
It is because it's like about half the price, or at least it used to be back then.
Yeah.
And there's this rock. Every time I was with people who knew how to use it, like you have this long pipe, you fucking light it. I don't fucking know how to do it. Or you could do it with a Coke can. I don't. Not worth it in my opinion. But some people are really addicted. I think it depends on
It depends on, I guess,
your chemical.
Like your chemicals and shit.
Yeah. So luckily, I did not have a predilection to be addicted to crack.
Well, I do not want to try. I don't want to.
Don't bother. Yeah, it's not. It's a waste of $20.
Yeah, I don't know. Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Well, on this crack note, see you guys next week on Raised by Chickens.
And now for a final word from our sponsors, Cackle Chicken. And now for a final word from our sponsors, Cackle Kitchens. It's not what you throw away. It's what you put in the garbage.